There we go. Well, hello, everyone. I am here with Cat Paws. She is, oh my gosh, one of my oldest, not age-wise, but oldest as in, right? We both are, right? um, Oldest as far as time that we've known each other. It's been like more than 20 years. You know that. It's crazy. Right? So, yeah, or something like that. Almost 25. So, we're on Raise Your Vibration with Raelin today. And Cat Paws is the owner, creative influencer, pianist, and passion. Passion project leader of Cat on the Keys. And if you could share with the audience a little bit about yourself, just to kind of open up the show and let them kind of experience who you are. Yeah, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So, Kat, I have to tell you, our audience is saying that they can't hear you. Shoot. I can hear you, though. I can, yes. Let's see. Can the let's see. Can you all hear us now? We can see the top of your forehead, or at least I can. Whoa, it's great. I'm asking if everybody can hear now, so we're we're gonna hopefully we'll get connected. And if it doesn't work out, then we'll just have to have you on the show again. Right? Let's see if everybody can hear. Um, Hopefully nobody's answered yet. Well, so what I want to share with all of you about my dear friend Catherine is that she is a fantastically gifted pianist. Yes, she trained and worked her butt off and begged to quit many times, but we're grateful that she has continued. She has a unique gift of um, being able to, what would you call it, Kat? She improvises. Yeah. love that. I love that. She has a servant's heart too. She really ministers to the people that come to watch her play. Even in her, what would you would say it, your charity events, right? Your gift of service to those in the community, in the older set community. We do have one viewer that says it's mumbled, like you had your finger over the speaker. So, right. Okay. We can definitely do that. We can definitely do that. No, that's fine, my love. Just wasn't meant to be. The universe held something different for us today. I'll have you on. Shoot. I'll have you on again, all right? Okay. I love you, friend. We'll do that again. Okay, bye. All right, you guys. My apologies for our technological snafus today. So sorry. My dear friend Catherine was having some audio and visual technology difficulties. So unblamable to her, unblamable to me. It's out of our hands, right? So what do? We roll with whatever the universe gives us. So today on Raise Your Vibration with Raelin, you and we're going to vibe together. And this is exactly what the universe intended for us. So hold steady while I grab. Fortunately, it's right here next to me. I'm going to grab some of my sacred geometry cards, and we're going to get our vibration raised through all of the confusion of the technology and what it's being presented with us today. So we are going to raise our vibration. I'm led to pull a single card today for all of us collectively. And then if those of you that are viewing now, if you would like a card pulled for you, please drop your desire in the comments below, and I'll pop them up on the screen and we'll do that. So today's card for all of us collectively is Remembrance. All right, which is a powerful card. I love the image on this too. I always forget where the camera is. So it says that the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we've gone through as a soul in our body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. If that is not a valuable message for all of us today and a source of comfort for me personally right now, as well as my dear friend Kat Paz, I don't know what is. This is huge. This message here of remembering that everything that we've gone through to this point in our life has brought us to this moment of awareness, and that even in this moment, we are fully supported, we are fully grounded in grace, and we have been given everything that we need. So if any of you would like a card pulled for you, please, again, drop it in the comments, and I will get one pulled for you. I also would like to invite any of you to it looks like Catherine might be joining us again. All right. Cool. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Stand by, everybody. We'll see if she's here with us. We don't have a visual on you. No. But
all right.
Can everyone hear Kat? Please let us know. Please let us know. If you're watching, I would appreciate letting us know if you can hear Kat.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Great. Oh, Holly says she would like a card pulled. So in the meantime, I'm going to pull a card for Holly.
I want a card too.
Oh, Holly says that she can hear us.
Hey, all right.
Oh, Holly, yay! So you know what, Kat, if you
Yes.
could go back and share your story,
Okay.
and I will pull cards for Holly and I'll pull a card for you too. Oh my
Okay.
God, this is amazing. All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like I'll start over again because you probably didn't hear anything that I was trying to say earlier. So I started taking piano lessons as a kiddo at age 7, and I continued through high school. And there was plenty of times in that duration that, I begged my mom to let me quit, and, lots of tears during piano practice and all that. And my mom, she did not let me quit, and I'm very grateful for that now. The funny thing is at 15, remember the first paying job that I had was playing piano in nursing homes and a couple senior centers. And one of the funny thing is, fast forward to today, and, that's one of the things I do now during the week is I play at a lot of senior communities. In fact, after this, I have a gig at a senior community. But, after I graduated high school, I got married pretty young at 21, and you know how life just happens, and sometimes you just put your hobbies and things on hold. You have kids, you have jobs. I didn't have a piano, and um, so I didn't really play the piano at all, really. Until 2012, I remember I was with my son. We were at like one of those boondocks places, and I happened to meet this other woman who was there with her son, and it was just kind of this random conversation with a stranger, and she says, what is one thing that you've always wanted to do? And I was kind of going through a rough time at that time because, my son's father was deployed with the military, so it was just me.
Yep.
And I was trying to just, keep my head above water most days. And
Yeah.
so I instantly responded to her question. I said, I want to play the piano again. And just like that, she said, well, do it. And I thought, yeah, okay. Yeah, why aren't I doing it? So that week I contacted someone that I knew that taught some lessons, someone that I had heard performing around town, and got in touch with him, started taking a few more lessons, and I just made it my obsession and my passion to continue playing, and this time to play the music that I wanted to play. When you're taking lessons as a kid, you're playing whatever your teacher tells you to play, or, I played a lot of church music because I played in church and stuff like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So this time it's like, okay, what do I want to play? So I started learning pop music and playing pop music. And, there's a restaurant nearby in Parker where I live. And I just, went there one day and I said, hey, can I play here on, one night during the week? And, I'll just play for tips. You don't have to pay me. So they started letting me come in one night a week, and I just played there for tips. And, after a couple months of doing that, then they moved me to a different night and they started paying me. And then, I just started volunteering at different places as a way to get more exposure and more experience and practice playing in public. And, it's just amazing how when you set your intention that you want to do something and you're purposeful about your goal and your desire, how you just cannot fail.
Yes. I love that you brought that.
Yeah. And that's my passion. People and piano are my passion. And I've made that my mission in life. And, the funny thing is, I recently quit my part-time day job that I had. I recently inactivated my real estate license because I thought, I'm going to put all my energy and all my effort into pursuing my passion, which is people and piano. And, it's funny how when you set your intention and you're purposeful about it, you can't fail because you will find ways to succeed. And yeah, I'm hustling a lot, and sometimes it gets stressful because I'm like, oh shoot, I've got this bill to pay or whatever, but I'm making it, I'm doing it. And I'm loving every minute of it because you know what? I'm living life on my terms.
Yes.
I'm calling the shots, and I'm the director of my destiny, and I love what I do.
I have goosebumps right now. And it's 100 degrees outside. Oh, love that you're sharing this with us. Yes.
Well, good. And thank you for asking me to share because it's something that's so personal and so close to me.
Yeah.
That I want to tell everyone,
Yep.
It wasn't an easy decision, to quit my, real estate or to quit the part-time day job. But I feel so relieved and I feel so much freedom now just to pursue my passion and to go after that.
Well, you're recognizing your soul's calling, right? You're realizing that. And I love, love, love. I have on the screen, I don't know if you can see it, but I have your quote on the screen that when you are intentional, you cannot fail.
Yeah.
I love that message. Love that message. So let me share with you your cards. We'll get to Howard's card in a second, but I want to share your cards with you. And then I would love to hear how you arrived at being able to fully step into the power of that statement you just shared with us.
Okay.
So your first card is consciousness. There it is on the screen. And consciousness says the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all of the multidimensional aspects that show up so we can include them in our reality. Bam.
Yeah.
Exactly what you were just talking about. And then your next card, because I was led to pull two for you, the second card for you is heart chakra. Right? Talk about standing in your heart space. The frequency of this, the green flower of life, supports our capacity to love deeply and unconditionally. Its healing properties harmonize the mind and the body. Those are powerful for you. Powerful. So how have you, what has been your process, I guess, or what brought you to this moment where you can fully step into your heart space? You have that conscious awareness of your passionate project of people and piano, and how you can say with conviction and confidence, when we are intentional, we cannot fail.
Well, I think, it was a process. Obviously, I didn't just go from that first day back in 2012 to where I'm at. It was a process to get here. It was a matter of, perfecting my skills and working on my skills. And I'm still working on them. And there's still things that, I continue to work on. But just putting myself in the right situations, taking opportunities as they came. I mean, even if it was something that, scared me or made me nervous, just like, okay, I'm going to try it because it's going to be good for me. Taking some, doing volunteer work or doing free gigs so I could, get the practice and get the experience. Surrounding myself with positive people that were encouraging to me and that were helpful in my journey, asking a lot of questions. Because, the interesting thing there with that is if you ask questions, most people are willing to help, I found.
Yes.
Most people want to help you and most people want to see you succeed. And I've been fortunate to meet a lot of people like that who have been very helpful and who have given me great advice and who have taken the time to meet me for coffee and share their experiences or who have shared, gigs with me. And that's a reciprocal thing too. You put that out there and you do that for other people and it'll come back to you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Collaboration is a huge role in my own life, and it sounds like it's been in your life too. And it has been a recent message that I received from a dear friend, and that's why I'm doing the show. That's why I have these people that I'm passionate about. Like, I mean, you and I, we have a love affair for almost 5 years now. And we really do have that vibe where we don't and haven't been in the space of speaking every day, but every time we do, we just pick right back up, and it's been that way from day one. So, but I love how the message of collaboration supports us in our expansion and stepping into what we're doing. How has collaboration And the ways that you've provided that for other people really expanded your experience and your opportunities to serve and to, I guess, minister to people in a way with your, not in a way, really to minister to people with your music and your passion.
Well, one way too is that in some of my gigs, I've encountered a lot of, young people who are wonderful singers. They just don't have the opportunity to share their voice as they'd like to. And so sometimes I'm able to, invite them to join me on my gigs and to sing and lend their voice. And that's an empowering feeling, because I realize, I'm helping them out to do what they love and to do what they're passionate about, which is singing. And it helps me out in turn, So that's been a great way of collaboration for me.
I love that. I also love and adore your heart for our dear seniors,
Yeah.
that population. Kind of talk about what you do for them and some of the experiences that you've had watching what your music has done for them.
Yeah, that is really magical. And it's funny, like I mentioned, when I was 15, that was one of my first gigs, was playing at senior communities. And now, at 44, that's kind of a large portion of the work that I do. During the week, I'm playing a lot of senior communities, and I've got one, after this. And it's so powerful because, these seniors, a lot of them, they don't have family that comes to visit them every day. Maybe their spouse has died. A lot of them are, dementia patients or, dealing with Alzheimer's. But, that music is so powerful. The music that they remember from their younger years is so powerful. And I've seen it bring them to tears.
Yes.
Which is amazing because, the music is speaking to them. It's recalling a specific time, a specific memory for them. And, they may not remember their kids' names, but they'll remember every word to a particular song. And that is amazing to me. Just the way it uplifts them. I've seen this little old lady get up and dance, because she just wanted to dance, and that's so fun to be part of that. And, I get paid for it, which is awesome. I get to do what I love and I get paid to do it. How cool is that?
I love that. And I have had the pleasure of coming and watching you when my husband and I lived in Parker several years ago, 3 years ago. Kat was a volunteer at an assisted living home that my husband actually became an employee of. He was a nurse there. And so I would come and watch her play, and I would just sit next to her and so even talking about it, hello, emotional right here. But I would watch the responses of the people who lived there, the people who worked there, just the joy on their face. And I would listen to them start breaking out in song simultaneously. And just, unexpectedly, spontaneously is the word I was looking for. And it was just incredible. And I think it's one of the many things that I deeply admire about you. And here I go, getting emotional again. So we're raising our vibration.
Better raise the Kleenex box too.
Right, we do. Kat knows. She knows me. I can cry at a drop of a hat. But I just really appreciate that from you. And it's a wonderful gift that you provide to our world. Definitely.
Thank you. I enjoy it. There's nothing else in life I'd rather do than just, reach people through music. And like I was telling you before the show started, to me, the piano is an instrument, and it's also a medium of connecting with people for me. Yes. So I see the people and piano, relationships and piano, for me, they go together, because for me, playing the piano is a way to connect with people and to reach people. And I don't think I could do one without the other,
I love that. I'd love for you to share with our viewers too about how your music and this process of coming to where you're at, how that has kind of served to help you along your healing journey as well.
Yeah, interesting because, I think part of it is, like I said, growing up playing the piano, it was like I was always playing what the teacher told me to play, or, what I needed to play for church, because, I played in church and stuff, and I still do now, actually. But like just realizing my passion for piano as I've become older, I'm like, okay, I can make this mine. I can create this however I want to do it, because it's me behind the keys and I can play what I want and, play what's appropriate for the demographic of wherever I am. And it's just been a very freeing thing. And I've met so many wonderful people just through music, like, wow, I mean, you want to increase your social circle, play the piano and start playing for people.
Yes.
So, I don't know if that answered the question. I don't really know if there is an answer to that question, but yeah.
Well, likely it's, it continues to serve you in your healing journey. I mean, our healing journey is lifelong, right? It's
Yes.
my belief, that's why we're here, is to experience the full range of human emotion, and then to heal and to be able, through that healing process, help and serve other people. So
I guess in one way it's helped me with my confidence too.
yeah.
Because I think you remember when I was going through my divorce and everything like that, just how shot my confidence was, and
Yes.
how very little I thought of myself. And I think through my music and through my piano and my performance, it's raised my confidence too, because I'm like, hey, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. And it's something that I'm good at. And, it's enjoyable. I enjoy it. And I've, gained my independence through it all too, financial and just in general independence, like, because that was something that was always very important to me. And, I've done it, which is satisfying and healing, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. And I do remember those days of real loss and confusion and all of that. Yeah, I do remember that. And I recognize too that your example to me in that has been vital. Here I go again. Right? Oh my gosh. Vital in my own healing journey as well. I can remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I can remember being in a really very emotional and mentally draining abusive relationship. And frequently I would reach out to Kat, and Kat was always and has always remained one of my biggest, most dear supporters in life at any time. Anytime I needed her, anytime she needed me, we would drop everything.
Yeah.
We really would. And we still do.
Yeah.
And so I remember at this particular time, it was like the umpteenth, time of separation, right? And all of this angst. And I remember sharing with you, and you said to me very kindly, compassionately, but very firmly. And it really began the process of giving me the ability to stand on my own and to gain confidence and love and self-worth for myself. But you shared with me that when I was ready to recognize my own self-value and my own self-worth, and to release whatever patterns I had going on, tied up in this relationship and beyond all of that, right? That you would be there for me, but that you loved me so much you couldn't sit there and watch me continue to do this to myself. Mm-hmm. Because at that point I was punishing myself. I was terrorizing myself, really, by continuing to get involved in it. And I still remember that, and I've shared that with so many people, and to this day, that remains a huge pivotal turning point in my life. That has, sorry, here I go again. But it's been a huge message, and really one of freedom and self-empowerment for me. So I'm publicly thanking you for that.
Aw, I love you.
I love you too. So Holly shares that your story resonates so much with her. She grew up wanting to be a nurse, and then life took her down a path of having kids and getting married. And after she had her last child, she had just been talking to her cousin about going back to school. Somebody's having a bad day, maybe.
They probably need a nurse like Holly.
They probably need a nurse, Holly, if you're around. But she said part of her healing has been setting a goal and going back to work. So she wants to thank you for sharing your story.
Good for you, Holly.
Right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Speaking of,
I think sometimes we have our dreams and we have our, the things that we want to do. And I think particularly as women, we tend to put everyone else's needs above our own, our husbands, our children, our friends, whoever. And meanwhile, we're stagnating and we're like atrophying. And, who does that help in the end?
Right.
We need to pursue what we were meant to be and what we were meant to do and what really enlivens us. And that's not to say that you leave everyone else behind or you don't care for people, but certainly not at the exclusion of your own dreams.
Amen. And we cannot bang that drum loud enough, I think, especially for us as women.
Yeah.
Society, well, and you and I, we have a history in the church, right?
Yep.
And there's some messages in the church body that have been very limiting for us as women, and not healthy, in my opinion.
Not at all healthy.
Yeah.
And and I grew up with all of that, and so it's been so ingrained in my brain that a lot of it is so difficult to overcome, and I'm still trying to overcome a lot of the false and wrong teaching that I've heard throughout the years.
100%. And you shared powerfully that if we're not participating in something that enlivens us, that enriches our spirit, that gives us that passion, that inspiration, then what good are we to those around us? We have nothing to give, right?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, and I love the word inspiration too. Again, talking about our roots, in the church, inspiration literally meaning the breath of life, right? Breath of God breathing into us, and every single one of us has holds a reason for our being here. That's why we're here.
That's true.
Right? And it's my belief that purpose isn't found outside of us. It's within us. It's that spark of inspiration that leads us and guides us and directs us towards those outlets, towards those areas that are passionate for us. And, it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It could be if you're passionate about gardening or if you're passionate about crafting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Pursue your passion, whatever pursue your passion with all your being.
I love that. I'm sharing that on the screen. Pursue your passion with all your being. You have some quotable moments here.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
Dang, when did you get so profound?
Never thought of myself as that way, but okay, I'll take it.
Fred, in the house. Dang. All right, I'm sharing that on the screen. So, Holly's card, speaking of, thank you for that, Holly. Your card is transition.
Ooh.
Here's the camera. And you'll see it later, but the card is it depicts kind of an image of the world, and it's got it's like a snake design. It's all in purples and pinks and oranges. And it says that the frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transition to occur with ease and grace. Oh, I love that for you, Holly. And what a message for all of us. How have you been able to let go of some of those things that kind of were holding you back?
Oh, I think it's a regular occurrence. I'm still trying to let go of some of the things that hold me back. I think right now, one of the biggest things that holds me back is my own self-doubt.
Oh, God.
How many times have you ladies or men in the audience been there? You have your self-doubt, like, oh, I can't do that as good as her. In comparing myself to others. I am constantly challenged with that because, I'll hear other musicians, other pianists, and I'm like, oh my God, they were so good. I'll never be that good. So I've got to constantly tune out those negative voices in my own head. And that's one of the hardest things to do.
You must have been reading my mind, or you're in my bed, right? Because I literally was experiencing that this morning and struggling with it. And I jumped on live before our show, a bit before it, but self-doubt and comparison, two huge areas, especially for me as well. And, I look around in my world at people that, are doing what I'm doing, things that I'm passionate about as well. And I go, oh, I was saying to myself this morning, well, that critical part of me was saying, you're not like them. See, you can't, you're not as good as, or they have this and you don't have that, and blah, blah, blah. And Spirit just took over and just said, no, stop.
Yeah.
Your voice matters. Your message is important. You're fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love that message. Thank you.
And everyone has their circle, their sphere around them. And you don't know what kind of influence you're having on those people that are around you. They may be looking up at you and saying, wow, that's really cool that she's doing that, and inspire others in your pursuit of what you're doing.
Yes. Here we go. Another profound message from Cat on the Keys. Everyone has a circle and sphere around them. You don't know who you may be influencing. Wow. Dang. You are just rolling in it today.
I ate my Wheaties this morning.
Oh, for any of you who don't know what that's about, so back in the day, what's her name now? Chris. What's her name again?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
Last night on TV. Bruce Jenner.
Oh, Bruce.
What's her name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, he's whatever. Anyway,
he was on a Wheatie box, wasn't he?
He was on a Wheatie box, and the Wheatie box, and he was on the commercials that said, "Eat your Wheaties, and you'll be strong. You'll do what you're doing." He was like He was like a Olympic athlete.
Yeah, a swimmer, decathlon or something.
Yes. And so anyway, so eat your Wheaties is a big, for us, is a big thing from our childhood. Caitlin, yes, Holly said.
Caitlin, thank you, Holly. Caitlin Jenner.
Oh, God bless you, Holly, for being probably the only person watching right now. We don't care. We'll get lots of likes and traffic afterwards.
I would like to hear from Holly. How is her transition going into nursing? I mean, are you still in school? Are you working in the field? How are you feeling about, doing what you've always wanted to do?
Ooh, all right. Now's her time to shine. So, all right. We'll let her, there's kind of a time lag between somebody, comments, but it'll come. She'll share. She loves sharing. So let's do this. What's new on the horizon for you? What kind of cool projects and things are you getting into?
So one of the things that I am working on right now is singing while I play piano.
Shut up,
So,
really?
and that has been super challenging for me because I feel so insecure about my voice.
Yeah.
And I feel that I have such a limited range, vocal range. So that's one of the things that I determined that I was going to work on this year. And I've been doing that. I've been taking some voice lessons. And then, you know, when I do play at the senior communities, I have an hour's long set of songs that I sing, and I encourage the residents to sing along with me. So, you know, slowly little by little, I'm getting better, and I'm gaining confidence with my own voice.
I love it.
And then my two big goals, or I guess it's one big goal, I really want to play on either a cruise ship or play globally, like at a, you know, hotel lounge on the other side of the world. So that's part of the reason too, why I am working on my singing, is because those gigs usually require that the pianist is also a vocalist. So that those are my big goals. And two, I think I've started to realize that maybe part of my niche is playing in these senior communities. So I do regular marketing. I send out postcards usually once a quarter to, you know, about 50 senior communities that are in a 20-mile radius of where I live.
Love it.
And, you know, it's been great. I've been getting really good feedback off of that. So, you know, my goal really is to have, do one gig at a different senior community each day of the week. So that's what I'm working towards, and my calendar is starting to fill up. So I'm hopeful, and yeah, it's exciting. It's
Yay.
exciting.
Well, and you shared with us earlier, and it's so true, that when we head in a direction, when we give our intention and our energy, right? So energy follows intention. So when we give
Yes.
attention to something, and I'm saying intention with an I, but our attention, our focused awareness also follows that. And when we do that, then the universe expands around that. And I
Yeah.
love that for you. You will be going global. It's happening for you already.
Oh, thank you.
Seriously, we literally, when we have those moments of thought awareness and energetic influence, it happens for us already, and it's just us catching up to that, you know.
Yeah.
And it's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember just about 8 months ago, I was in transition myself with, I knew that pursuing a master's degree in marriage and family therapy was not the direction for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little too limiting on what I wanted to do for clients and the experience that I provide. So I remember sitting on my couch and kind of rolling it around in my head and kind of feeling sorry for myself, you know, and the self-doubt but this is what I really want to do. And then a friend of mine, she's become a super dear friend, she reached out to me and she said, I, for months, know that I've been led to come talk to you about what you provide. And I finally, you know, drawn up the courage. And so I need help. And that was the beginning of everything that has been happening for me now too. And stepping forward more. And you know my family, and
Mm-hmm.
you also know what our church community and
Right.
and some of the people in that think about the things that I do, and that sort of thing, and their judgments about that. So this stepping forward has been pretty vulnerable for me as well. But here I am. My relationship with my family has never been better. It's, given us an opportunity to kind of clear out the crap and do a lot of healing and a lot of shifting and growing up. And regardless of whether I have their support in any of this is immaterial to me.
Right.
But we've been able to really build a different relationship and centered on just celebrating one another. And so, I hope that continues.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
sometimes you have to tune out those negative voices from your past, you know?
Right. Oh, God, there's a profound moment. I'm serious. Sometimes we have to. Woo! Oh, we have. All right. Holly says.
All right.
Back from Holly. Okay. So, oops. Holly says for you, Kat, and for all of us.
Oh my gosh, that looks rough. Ended up with MRSA? Poor thing.
Wow. She's been in a depression. Her daughter, you know, what's really cool about all of this too for Holly has been that as her daughter has begun healing, and I'm good friends with her daughter, she is a dear friend of mine. As her daughter has been on this healing journey, it has enabled and allowed Holly to step forward kind of in dealing with a lot of these things that she's gone through. And it has given her more expansion and more possibility in her world. That's awesome. Wow. Thank you, Holly, for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks, Holly. I mean, you've had quite the setback with, you know, your surgery and infection and everything. Wow.
Yes.
But good on you for, you know, staying the course and realizing, you know, what you need to work on to get to where you want to be. That's awesome.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. What, let's see, what else can we, well, let's see. I don't want to get into that because, let's see. Oh, Holly says, thank you for being so inclusive. You're so
Holly,
welcome.
thanks for taking the time to talk with us and listen.
Absolutely. Heck yeah. What message would you have for budding artists and, you know, creatives, despite their age, to help them get, you know, kind of step out and step up and pursue what gives them passion and excitement?
To pursue it. Pursue your passion with all your strength, you know, with all your being, to put away the self-doubt and put away the comparisons as much as you're able, and you know, just approach it with energy and enthusiasm and excitement, because people pick up on that.
They do.
And, you know, the world needs more of that too.
Oh my
God. It needs energy, enthusiasm, and excitement, you know, for good things.
Yes. Yes, it does. And I think that, you know, that's one of the reasons why, regardless of the dumb technology issues and whatever on the show, you know, one of the reasons why I have just stepped forward into this too is because the world does need that excited energy and vulnerability and authenticity, right?
And to think I was worried about doing my hair and putting on my makeup.
I know. I know. And let me tell you, for those of you, we'll post Kat's picture afterwards in the comments, but she always looks on point. She's always on flake. I've never seen her not. Even when she hasn't had her makeup and hair. And I used to do her makeup and hair. So she's always fantastic. So
I could have just sat here naked and nobody would have known the difference.
Oh, okay. Let's hope your camera doesn't come on suddenly.
Oh, wouldn't that be something?
Oh my gosh, right? Oh, holy cow. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's been such a joy having you on the show. And again, we're going to do this again when we can iron out all of the technology issues, because I know that there is more to your story that can and needs to be shared, and more. We want to check back in with you and see how you're doing and see how the steps are unfolding for you as you're reaching and approaching your global status.
Kitty cat worldwide.
Ooh, kitty cat. I love that. I also especially love your creativity in marketing and your name, your branding.
Oh, thank you.
Cat on the keys and Cat Paws. Her last name is literally pronounced Paws. So Cat Paws, meaning like cats have paws, right? You know, and
Yep.
her logo has a cat walking across the keys on a piano.
I figured it was better than Pussy on the Piano.
Oh,
Cat on the keys, you know.
yeah. Thank you for that. Sorry, Mom. That's out in the universe now. Oh my goodness. Yes. Thank you. Cat on the keys is way better. It's catchier.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more. It's a little less. It's a little more G-rated for any audience.
If I ever do a burlesque show, the other one's always an option.
Right? There you go. Speaking of, you had that opportunity to be at the clock tower. How was that?
Oh, that was so much fun. That was so much fun. That was an engagement party. So yeah, it was during the day, but that's a great little venue.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great little venue.
The clock tower in Denver is incredible. Down in downtown Denver.
Yeah.
Near the 16th Street.
Yeah, it's right off 16th and Arapahoe. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a beautiful space. And they do have burlesque shows there.
Yeah.
I guess, too, if you do perform there, you could wear one of those pussy hats, right? From the Me Too movement. Hashtag, I don't know. Yeah, okay. We'll leave that. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and I love you. I love how you've added to the show. I love how you have raised our vibration. I love your message. I love your passion project and how you have the passion with piano and people and how that serves our community and serves everyone in the world, really. So,
well, thank you for having me, and I appreciate your friendship, and thank you to your viewers and listeners.
Yes, yes. Holly says, thanks, Raelin and Kat.
Thanks, Holly, for sharing.
Yes, and thank you for staying, even though, we shared a lot. We kind of shared, sometimes we do that. We share a lot. We do. We're pretty open.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing's off the table.
Nope.
Yeah. Right? Oh, gosh. All right, well, I want to say again, thank you. I want to, how can everyone follow you and watch you and stay with you on your journey?
Oh, Facebook is usually the best place. I do have a Facebook business page, but I don't use it quite as much as I use my personal Facebook page.
Okay.
So you can find me, through Raelin's page because she and I are friends.
Okay.
Catherine Paz, Catherine with a C. Last name is spelled P-A-Z.
Yes. All right. Awesome. I'm putting that up on the screen if that's all right with you. Catherine Paz. Cool. All right. And I shared your website out.
Thank you so much.
www.catonthekeys.com, right?
Meow.
Meow.
Yep.
Love it. I'm envisioning you kind of swiping at your nose.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Because
So
y'all can't see me.
I know, right? Well, we'll have you on when we can see you.
Yes.
We'll have you on again.
I might just come see you in your healing space, and then we can get on together. Ooh.
Ooh, yes, yes. So, and it is along with your hopes and dreams, it is my goal to go global as well. So
good.
So you know what? When I do my speaking tours and I'm on stage, you're going to be in the background, doing your Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah.
My way.
Oh yeah.
Piano and all that. Maybe we could go on tour. We could have a concert together.
World domination, Raelin. You and me.
Right? Yeah. I love it. All right. Thank you again. And thank you all for watching us. Thank you for sticking with us. And thank you, Holly, for your sharing and your vulnerability with all of us.
Yes.
And again, I love you, my friend. I'm going to post pictures of the cards today that were provided for us. And I just appreciate you and adore you. And I'm excited for what's unfolding for you, my friend.
Love you.
Love you too. I'll see
Bye.
you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Bye.